Okay, so this is day 1, episode 1 of.
We don't have a title.
We don't have a title. I think it should be Untitled Movie Podcast. Bad takes. Works in movie and our opinions.
No, I feel like that should just be a segment.
What do you think the title should be for our movie podcast into bad and weird movies?
I don't know. I haven't really put that much thought into it until right at the beginning when you said, "Hello, this is our first." All of a sudden, oh shit! What is this called?
Jack, we're just that underground. I could call you Dr. X.
Actually, please call me Dr. X from now on.
Fuck him, Yim.
All right, whatever this is the first attempt.
This is the first attempt, and today, whoever the 2 to 3 people that listen to this will be, we're gonna be talking about.
Shout out Jackie. Shout out Victoria. Shout out Rossi.
Rossi who's listening to Victoria.
We know you're in the car right now.
Just because, you guys love how our infectious laughter, from all of our group hangouts.
I think it's only yours. They only talk about yours.
God damn it. God. Man, how am I already in the blue? I'm going to have to mute stuff, like bleep things.
Right. Well, where were we going to put this?
That's fair. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the 1998 classic, Wild Things.
Now, I'm not sure why you use the word classic, Christopher. This is not a classic movie. I never heard of this movie until you said, watch this movie.
Jack, obviously, how could you not have heard of Wild Things? It's that movie about 2 girls that get into extremely sexual thriller-like situations involving another young man, and it ends in turmoil. Wait, no, that's Cruel Intentions. Or maybe that's, what is it, The Student? No, wait, no, that's Skulls. No, okay, that's a lot of these movies from the 90s.
There's a few movies like
this. There's a lot of these. But this is literally, I was trying to watch Cruel Intentions. I got these movies mixed up. But it was a pleasant surprise.
Weirdly enough, it was a very pleasant surprise.
Exactly.
The first half of this movie, super boring.
Oh, boring as shit.
Just cookie cutter, like, I didn't even know why I was watching it. The second half, though, holy hell.
Exactly. That other half of it, it's like, the movie switches into high gear, and it's like, I don't know what's coming next.
No, literally, you cannot predict what's going to happen next in this movie.
Exactly.
There are more twists in this movie than I've seen in any movie ever.
Exactly, dude. And it's almost like the twists get exponentially faster as the movie progresses, because as they're running out of time, it's like they can't do anything else, but they keep doing things.
That's true. Right at the end of the movie, it's just twist, 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 twist. How much more twisted can this get?
Exactly. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Sadly, before we can tackle the much more interesting second half, we should talk about the much less interesting first half.
Right.
Exactly. Go on, dude. So, the movie, it opens up with Denise Richards. Beautiful, beautiful Denise Richards. And
she is gorgeous.
She's phenomenal. Also, just a random weird thing, the movie never tackles how old she is, which I think is weird.
I always figured that they were, like, seniors.
That's what you would assume. That's what you would assume, that you're hoping that they're seniors, but even then, they don't ever say how old exactly these women are.
That's true. Fair point. It's the 90s, Chris. None of these female roles, they never distinguish how old they are. Like,
just how hot they are.
Exactly.
Well, it's true. And Neve Campbell made out bad with that. But fuck it. Okay, whatever. Oh, fuck. Okay, so it opens up on the classic, sex crimes discussion where, the police come to your high school and talk to you about sex crimes. You remember that, when they did that?
I really don't remember that at all.
You don't remember
Did that actually happen?
Hell no. What the hell are they going?
I was about to say, I was like, are you making this up right now? Like, I cannot name one time that this happened.
I mean, I remember going to teaching kids about sex, but that was more about abstinence. But
Oh, God. And the middle of it, Neve Campbell's like, fuck this. Like, gets up and just walks out. She basically tells Kevin Bacon go fuck himself. Like,
exactly.
Which, I mean,
makes sense.
Fair.
By the tail end of the movie, that makes a lot of sense, you know. In that scene, it's like, oh, you know, she's already the goth girl that doesn't give a shit, so it made sense.
Right, she's the alternative girl, you know, like, no one really understands her. This is all bullshit. Man, they had those kind of girls back then, too. Crazy. Some things never change.
See, dude, all they would have needed to do to update it was, as she was running out, have Robert Pattinson come behind her and breathe deeply.
Oh, God. This movie just got so much worse.
I feel like there's something wrong with you, Susie. I just feel it.
Yikes. Big yikes. Oh, goodness.
Oh, God.
So, what's the main character's name?
Alright, so the main characters, it's Neve Campbell's Susie, I'm pretty sure.
Who's the counselor?
Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon.
His name is Sam. Sam
Lombardo.
Lombardo. I'm also gonna do.
That's fair.
Oh goodness. And yes, he's the person that introduces Kevin Bacon and the other cop who are gonna talk about sex crimes. Again, and he does this by writing on the chalkboard sex. Which is
which is the entire crowd is like, yeah, woo, sex.
And then he begins to write crime.
They're like, boo. Which I guess is a fair reaction to sex crimes. I'd boo that also.
If anyone was still yelling, yeah, they're like, ooh.
Oh, God.
That's
tough.
They're not going to be hung out with at the senior bonfire. Oh, God. But that's mostly, I think, it. Is there anything else that pertinent that happens in that scene? Besides Kevin, because Kevin
not particularly. It's just Neve Campbell leaves, and then that scene is basically over. Then they're out, you know, on the boats.
They're out on the boats.
What kind of high school is this?
They have a sailing team, Jack. You don't remember the high school sailing team?
As far as I know, this is like a public school or something. Because Neve Campbell's character lives in a trailer park. So.
In the swamp.
In the swamp of
Florida.
Of Florida. Like, this has to be a public school, surely.
Well, of course, Jack. But, you know, I'm not going to... I was about to name some names from high school. But, you know, from our high school... You didn't have people
who lived in the swamp.
You know, we had people that lived in Meridian Hills and Rocky Ripple.
That's true. Oh, goodness.
Oh. But yeah, he's there just instructing this young man, talking to him about how sailing's going to keep him out of trouble. And Denise Richards moseys over, asking for a ride home.
And you know exactly what kind of ride she's talking about.
Exactly. It's kind of ride that that kid with him is like, I'll take you home. And she's obviously like, nah.
To be fair, Matt Dillon, very handsome man.
Oh, he is.
Must be said. I get it.
Being a 20-something-year-old counselor, and one of your students is Denise Richards, yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure we had teachers like that in high school that were real attractive, and, you know, the girls would always throw themselves at them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember a situation like this occurring, though.
Oh, incredibly devilish thriller that ensued from a teacher manipulating a student into... Oh, okay, I'm getting
maybe one time.
Maybe one time?
Maybe that happened once.
Oh, God, that did happen. Wait, now I'm thinking of Jared Fogle. Wait, but it did happen with that other person. If you are listening and you don't know us, Jared Fogle did go to our high school. Not when we were there.
Our pride and joy. He went to IU, too. I used to go to the subway that he always used to eat at. He used to live above that subway, in fact. This is very off topic.
Not even been 10 minutes yet.
Not even 10 minutes. I don't even know how we're going to get through this movie. You're trying to do this whole scene-by-scene thing. I don't think we can make it like that.
All right. Let's do big things, I guess.
Okay, so they get to Denise Richards' house.
This is a pertinent scene that's coming up. Denise Richards and that other random unnamed girl go to Matt Dillon's house because they need to wash his car. And I'm just like...
For the school car wash. Which doesn't make any sense, because as far as I understand school car washes, you bring your car to the school.
Exactly. What school car was sends kids to...
sends these kids out to go and wash cars other places.
Yeah, we're going to send you out to this random adult house. You can take a friend, I guess, if you want. And then you're going to wash their car. and barely any clothes. Dude,
This is when I stopped believing the movie entirely.
I saw a little bit of myself in the movie in this scene where there were these girls were just cleaning the shower and like the cameraman was taking full advantage of taking shots of their asses. You see 2 young boys playing basketball in the background.
Oh yeah, and they're just like jaw dropped, just staring like. It's like, hey, we get it. The audience is doing the same thing right now.
Exactly, dude. In that second, one of them was like, "I think I'm done with Pokemon."
Pokemon just doesn't seem as cool anymore.
Misty seems pretty cool.
Love Misty. Whatever happened to Misty? Whatever. So, Denise Richards sends her friend away so that she can go, I don't know, seduce Matt.
Yes.
That's what she's doing.
She's like, because she first offers the idea because she's like, we need your coupon. He's like, I gotta go find it. How about this? I'll stay here to get the coupon, and I'll send her to the next house. This is very upfront.
Oh, you already know what's going on.
No,
here.
exactly.
Seriously, do they really need the ticket?
Dude. He mentions it. He's like, come on, guys, do you really need it? And they're like, come on, Mr. Lombardo. But, like, the other girl...
Stop twisting my arm so much. I'm like...
The weird thing is, I thought the other girl was in on it, because, like, she was like, come on, Mr. Lombardo, you gotta bring the ticket. Then afterwards, when, like, Denise Richards like, just head on. She's like, are you sure? So it's like, so you just, like, hard on for that ticket or something? I thought you were in on this.
She's very responsible. She plays by the rules.
Until Denise Richards is like, get out of here.
Once again, I can't believe that the rules include go out and wash people's cars at home. Doesn't make any sense.
Hey, dude, we're not the only people that thought that was weird. I think his like girlfriend was also in that scene, and she walks out with him, sees these 2 17 to 18-year-old girls outside washing his car in barely any clothes.
You know, I kind of forgot that she was even a character. I don't remember what her name is.
She's not a character, but I know she's not even a love interest. I wouldn't even say any of that.
No, she just pops up in random scenes.
She's in 2 scenes. She's in this one and then one more during his, spiral.
Right.
But
when it all starts falling apart, which stems from this scene.
Exactly.
So Denise Richards walks in and follows Matt Dillon's character into the house. She's sopping wet, naturally, because, car wash and all that.
Exactly.
And, all of a sudden, the scene just ends.
Cuts to black.
Cuts to black. And now we're back at school again.
We're back at school, and we're with Mr. Lombardo, and his office is way too nice for a counselor. Do you remember looking at that office?
Dude, once again, this is not a public school. This does not make any sense.
Look at the gigantic office right next to, I think, the principal.
Did you see how large his award was? It's this ridiculous giant glass ball thing that just sits on his desk. It's like a fourth of his desk.
Exactly. Hell, dude, looking back at his house. His house was fucking fantastic. Like,
oh my.
He's a counselor? No way.
No, there's no shot. But all of a sudden, it all starts spiraling out of control.
It all starts falling apart. The perfect life for an incredibly handsome counselor in Florida.
Oh, God. So Denise Richards doesn't come back to school the next day.
No, she decides to stay home and shoot plates.
Which is very odd. Very odd character trait, which I think kind of makes sense for later.
It does make sense for later, but we're missing a crazy scene where in between the school calls her mother because she's not there, and we get to find one of my favorite characters, the mom, who is fucking, I don't know, her handyman?
The
gardener?
The pool boy.
The pool boy, exactly. Insert whatever. She's fucking him, does not really stop to answer the phone, continues as she's calling.
She's, like, making fun of him because, like, he can't make her come or something.
Exactly. Oh, because Matt Dillon's the one.
Because Matt Dillon calls her and is like, hey, she's not at school, and she's like, oh, these other dudes can't do what you do. And she, like, looks at this guy, and my guy looks so sad because of this.
Dude, imagine
like,
getting
what the hell?
like that over a phone.
Bro, getting cucked over the phone? That's horrible. My God.
Man, I wonder how many, like, if that's in new in search history, like, cuck over phone.
It is now. It's me later. See what we can find.
There has to be an OnlyFans.
For research purposes.
Research, exactly. For our other podcast.
The privated one.
That's actually on the OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, fuck. Okay.
So, Denise Richards' hot MILF mom goes out and she finds Denise Richards chewing these plates or whatever. They go inside, they talk about her dad. Was he dead or something? Like he killed himself or something? This is real dramatic or something.
Dude, but you were missing the most important part is the delivery. Is that Denise Richards is heartbroken that her father killed himself. And the mother...
And the mom just... She couldn't care less. Like, she literally, like, rolls her eyes, which is why I'm kind of giving it the same attitude.
I know. I guess I'm the Denise Richards in this scene because I felt, like, very emotional because of how outrageous that was. She's like, he didn't have to kill himself. And it's like, what? Like, who says that to their daughter? But look,
she could not care less about this.
Bro, of course. By the end of it, she's like, you need a Valium? It's like, Jesus, you're just trying to dope your daughter up and get back to fucking. Like, you do not care.
Horrible mother.
Terrible mother.
Terrible mother.
Yeah.
And this is the scene at the end of it, you know, this traumatic, my dad killed himself. All of a sudden, Denise Richards claims that Matt Dillon has raped her.
Yep.
Now, for the audience, this is confusing because, you know, naturally, the last time we've seen these two characters together, she was actively trying to seduce him, or at least that's the way it's presented to us.
That is how it is presented to us. So now we're now entering our, you know, our black and white, our gray kind of area. This movie's like, all right, this movie's gonna be about did or did not fuck me. Did Matt? One beer in.
Not even.
Dude. Did Matt Dillon rape her? Did he not? We're gonna figure this out slowly. But first, before that, we're gonna get a very interesting scene of Denise Richards talking about to the cops about what happened, and her interview ending with her saying, "A little girl like you could never make me come."
She does say that.
She does say that,
which you know is a very specific detail.
It's a very critical detail too, because it's like, you know, it's like that means there's no evidence. I mean, everyone in the room mentions it too. It's
right. And when she walks out, that female detective is like, I don't believe that bitch. And it was like, yikes. Like,
dude, they had to.
It's like, I don't believe her either, but sheesh, like, you're the police. Like,
you're also the female detective on this case, and she is not being an ally. She's like, I don't believe her.
She's the only one who, like, speaks like this also. Like,
oh, dude, well, all the men in the room are like, nah, this probably happened, right? Like, that man's a man whore, and, like, he probably did it, and she's like, I don't buy it.
Sheesh, she's cold-blooded.
Dude, exactly.
So, yeah, very critical detail, what she says at the end of her interview. Then we start following Matt Dillon around, just his everyday life, and honestly, you kind of feel bad for him because it actually starts spiraling. His life starts falling apart.
He tries to go to like that club or whatever.
The sailing club. Why is this movie about sailing so much?
Dude, at the end of this movie, it makes so much sense this happened in Florida.
Anything menacing happens in Florida.
Anything outrageous happens in Florida.
Anything unbelievable.
Exactly.
Florida.
Dude. But yeah, he goes to that club or whatever, tries to hang out with his maybe girlfriend or whatever. She will not talk to them. Insert a new random character. Can't remember his name.
Well, it's his girlfriend's dad.
Girlfriend's dad, exactly. Who forbids him from coming to the club and for seeing his daughter anymore.
Yeah, and, you know, this is... Actually, there is one more scene with her in it. I remember now. Huh. But she's crying, and, like, she won't even, like, look at him. And, like, everyone is treating Matt Dillon like he's the fucking worst person. And it's like, that kind of happens. You're a pariah, literally. If these accusations come out about someone, this is how, like, everybody fucking reacts. Like,
oh, yeah, dude. Even if you didn't do anything, if someone hears just the possibility that you, like, did this and that someone's accusing you, it's over.
He's not even arrested or anything at this point. He's just, like, under investigation, kind of.
This is word of mouth.
Right, the police haven't even talked to him yet, like. And already his life is completely falling apart.
But don't worry, Jack, because he has just the man for the case.
Oh, thank God. This was a very pleasant surprise.
Dude, exactly. I didn't expect it either. Like, when the lawyer that he got was Bill Murray.
Bill Murray in his one-room office where he yells over his ledge to talk to his secretary. Also, just a fantastic detail is Bill Murray's wearing one of those, like, neck braces.
Yes.
And he wears it, like, the entire movie, and he keeps talking about how he's pretending to wear it just in case people see him.
Exactly. And there's some sort of investigation or whatever, like insurance thing. So he's like, yeah, I just gotta keep this on.
I just gotta keep this on just in case anyone sees.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Perfect introduction.
Right, so Matt Dillon hires Bill Murray to be his lawyer.
Was this before those, like, Royal Tenenbaum movies?
I don't know.
I'm curious, because this seemed like a different role for him, but...
I don't know. Bill Murray always seems to show up in really odd things.
He does. I respect it. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
I also respect it, and this one was just such a pleasant surprise, and he added so much to this movie.
Oh, of course, dude. Like, he added real humor and heart to this movie that could have been very boring and uninteresting.
He's the only real part in the first half that makes this movie not boring.
Yes.
Besides, Denise Richards' mother just being a huge cunt.
Yeah. Her just being the worst person imaginable.
Literally, like...
just fucks, doesn't really take care of her daughter, just a rude bitch to everyone. God damn it. Like, dude, like, she even says at one point, like, it's not even that, like, she's like, oh my goodness, how could you do this? It's, no, how could you do this to my daughter?
I know, she's so narcissistic.
Exactly, it's like, you're only caring because this is, like, an offense to you, like.
And the family name, the Van Ryan name.
The Van Ryan name. Exactly.
Whatever.
Yes. But, what is it? So, after this, after he meets Bill Murray, they start the court scenes, right?
Well, first he gets arrested and everything, and, there's, like, a little investigation going on. Naturally, they have to bring Neve Campbell back into the movie.
No, exactly.
Because she's been missing, like, the entire time, except for the beginning. And Kevin Bacon goes out to the swamp.
This would be one of the several times Kevin Bacon goes
to the swamp like 5 times during this movie. This is the first time, though. Kevin Bacon goes out to the swamp, and, like, the people there, like, look like they don't trust him, which is funny, which I wouldn't trust him either in that, like, that white button-up short-sleeve shirt.
Nah, he looks too clean-cut for the swamp.
Yeah, I don't like it. So it goes over to Neve Campbell's trailer or whatever, and, like, they talk about this, like, old, like, assault claim that she made, and she says the same thing, that Matt Dillon is the one who raped her, and she says at the end of it, oh, well, he said to me, like, young girls like you can't make me come.
Exactly.
Which, now that they have this, they're like, oh, this can't be a coincidence.
Open and shut.
It's open and shut. Arrest that man.
God damn it. Well, yeah, because they got two people, who, how could they have such a close, similarity that's still slightly different? They got him by the balls.
Wait, actually, we forgot another scene that we completely forgot about, which is actually might be the most interesting thing that happens in the first half of this movie. You remember when Matt Dillon is at the bar, and he's just hanging out there, and he gets in his car?
Oh, God!
Oh, my God!
All right.
I completely forgot about this.
I couldn't tell whether that scene happened before or after this, but no, that was a crazy scene. Yeah, he gets in his car to go home, and someone's following him or whatever, and the motherfucker runs him off the road.
Literally off the road!
The car falls into the swamp. He gets out disoriented. The guy gets out to, like, help him or whatever. He's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, what did he say after that? Too bad or something like that?
Yeah, too bad, and he just starts wailing on him.
Beating the crap out of him.
And then we finally realize that this is the pool boy. That was fucking Denise Richards' mom.
The mom sent him to run him off the road and beat the shit out of him. God damn it. How did no assault claims come up after this?
That was crazy. That was such a weird scene. Bill Murray asked him, he's like, hey, do you want to press charges? And he's like, Matt Dillon's like, no.
Yeah, bro, I was like, why? Why wouldn't you? Like, this...
See, it makes more sense as we move on later, but at the time, the audience is like, sue him. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, press charges. He just assaulted you.
Like, gotta help your case in some way. Like,
yeah, definitely. Like, oh God. But yeah, all this happens. They talk to Neve Campbell. She corroborates the story. Mm-hmm. You know, he gets run off the road. Bill Murray is pissed off because he's not suing the pool boy. Whatever. Moving on. Matt Dillon finally gets arrested. Blah, blah, blah. He's in jail. Moving on to the court case. Yes. That's where it gets interesting. So we're going through the court case. Denise Richards, I believe, goes on the stand first. And, you know, she's like telling her side of the story, whatever. Bill Murray seems incompetent. That's because it's Bill Murray. He's just like a weirdo. And, like, you know, he takes like a 20-second pause at one point and then finally says, good morning to the jury. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing?
Their director was just like, here are the lines, but we know you, Bill. You just go in there and do you.
Hell, I'd be surprised if they even gave Bill Murray lines. Bill Murray's just ad-libbing the whole thing. Fine. Denise Richards, she does her thing, whatever. She gets off the stand. Now they put up Neve Campbell on the stand. And Bill Murray, all of a sudden, becomes the best lawyer in the entire world. All of a sudden, he is straight out, he's Keanu Reeves from Devil's Advocate.
Oh my God. You're right, he does get off an accused rapist. That is an interesting parallel between these movies.
Funny that connection there. Maybe at some point we'll go through that movie.
Oh God.
If we have the patience.
Oh God, dude, that'll take 2 or 3 watchings and so many notes. Oh God. I might have to watch like a breakdown video.
Seriously though. Oh God. Yeah, so Neve Campbell, she's on the stand. And clearly her story is starting to break, or whatever. Bill Murray is getting under her skin. How this is not badgering, I don't know.
Oh, dude, exactly.
He's clearly badgering the witness.
Yes.
Oh, God. But he just keeps on going, and it gets to the point where Neve Campbell admits, this didn't happen. Me and Denise Richards, we both made this up. This isn't a real thing. This never happened.
But, oh, yes. And wait, I just want to say, the way he did that was he said, like, why would you call a man for help when you got arrested who raped you? And he looks at the jury and they're like,
Once again, he's being a good lawyer. He's asking good questions.
Exactly.
Relevant questions. And that's what gets her to admit, like, yeah, this never happened. Like, we just made it up.
Yes. And then Denise Richards tries to kill her.
Denise Richards comes out from the courtroom and she is trying to get onto that stand to kill her.
Did he like toss like a glass like vase or something at her, like one of those water jugs?
She definitely threw something at her. You bitch! And I was like, rich girl and swamp girl don't get along very well.
It's an interesting dichotomy.
Who would have thought?
See, one has chlorinated water, the other one has swamp water. These are the differences between them, their character.
Oh, God. So, yeah. And we're moving on. They leave the courtroom. Denise Richards is, like, real pouty because she lost this case. Like,
Denise Richards is so pouty. Like, Lombardo is still, I don't know, is he, like, did he get fired earlier? Because, like, he's leaving the school after that case. Or so did he quit?
No, he quits after this case.
Gotcha.
Like, he gets arrested and he gets tried. He gets, you know, the case is dismissed because they just say that this never even happened. But when he goes back, he decides to quit.
Gotcha. And in this scene, as he's walking out, Denise Richards fucking loses her mind on him. Like,
she was wilding out. You know, we were talking earlier about this ridiculously large award that he had. And Denise Richards starts, like, attacking him. And, you know, he drops it and it shatters. And I thought that was kind of funny.
No,
just because of how ridiculous this award looked.
I'm gonna fucking go into like the deep trenches of Google and look up what that award was for. Like if that shit said best teacher or counselor, or
It was like
something,
best counselor of the year. I'm
so
pretty
fucking
sure.
stupid. Best counselor of the year.
I don't even know what that means.
Exactly. It's like what the fuck, dude.
What does he get the most kids in the college or something? Like
Exactly, dude. What do you do as a counselor until college, like till senior year? You schedule their classes.
do you even do that?
Dude, exactly. Like I can't remember a single time I went to a counselor. It's like, yeah, so my parents just got divorced, and I think I tested positive for HIV or something. Like you know, like something.
What are you gonna do to fix this?
You need to earn that award. Best counselor.
And you know, we're still feeling bad for Matt Dillon because like he's quitting his job, and like Denise Richards is acting like a crazy person.
Yes.
And this is why he's like, this is why I'm quitting because of this reason exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we feel bad for him the entire time. Like, how couldn't you? Like,
of course.
He's such a sympathetic character at this point.
We got knocked off the fucking road, almost murdered by this guy. Then his ass kicked. His girlfriend broke up with him. He basically lost his job.
See, this was the first twist because, you know, originally we thought nothing happened. Neve Campbell, you know, corroborated the story, and now we're like, oh shit, like,
yes,
is he a bad person? But then it goes back to the courtroom and is like, no, this never happened.
Exactly.
This is the first big twist in the movie.
No, yeah, because, like, you don't know because they cut, so it's like, that's what you think the movie's going to be about. It's like, did he do it? Like,
did he actually do it?
Exactly, and it's like, all right, this is going to be like a boring hour and a half fucking drama about, like, whether he raped this girl or not. Not what happened. I'm so happy that is not what that was. But,
thank goodness, because this movie is about to get crazy.
Dude, before we get to the twist, another thing we just have to cover is when they are settling out of court and Bill Murray is late to it. Not only is he late...
This is another thing that makes Dylan seem like a sympathetic character, is that he's not, like, charging them at all. Like,
exactly.
You know, like, these girls, like, are ruining his life, and he's not pressing charges, and they're just settling outside of court entirely.
Exactly.
Like, that makes him seem like such a sympathetic character, also.
No, yeah, he's not coming against him at all. He's just getting, like, reparations for the emotional trauma that he's felt, like, the damage to his reputation, like, and he's not even, he deserves some reparations probably for the assault that he got and almost murder that happened, but...
See, at this point in the movie, it's like, give him all the money.
Exactly.
They are ruining his life. Like, this man can't even, like, afford his house anymore. Like,
exactly.
He's living out in, like, a hotel and stuff, like...
Yeah, Denise Richards, when she loses her shit on him, she yells, because of you, fucking, my mom had to break my trust or whatever and, like, take my money to pay you. And it's like, fuck you. It's like...
You bitch.
You lied. This man's
life is your fault, like...
His life is falling... He can't live in this community anymore, like...
Literally, he has to leave because of you. You ruined his entire reputation.
Exactly. But, like...
This scene of him getting the money is fun, though, because of Bill Murray. Yes. I'll let you explain it.
Oh, dude. They're all... You see the mother, the lover, and Matt Dillon waiting in the room. Bill Murray is nowhere to be found. Just see someone swerve over and park into place. What was it, like a Porsche or a Ferrari?
Yeah. It was some like nice convertible car, like brand new. Like
exactly. Bill Murray pop out of it, mosey into his office.
You know, he's just so nonchalant walking in, like it's like, oh, am I late? Like,
oh goodness. God damn it, I love Bill Murray. Oh, goodness.
No, yeah, he's great. And, Matt Dillon is still being, like, super humble in this situation. They all walk out, and Bill Murray just starts acting like he is the man. Like,
exactly. That man just won an $8 million suit. Imagine his cut of that money.
Literally, he might be able to afford an actual office building now.
Heck, he might be able to afford 2 office rooms.
For him and his secretary.
Exactly.
A waiting room, perhaps?
Yeah, but dude, also that scene, something that I just tickled me fucking was, when they're leaving, the, like, mother's lover or whatever comes up to him and just gives him a hug. And says something like, I'll see you around or whatever. Just walks in. I'm like, you crazy? Like,
what? Seriously, why was the pool boy there?
Why is he in this scene? You're not a character.
He kind of is a character. He just keeps showing up. Like,
Luckily, this is the last time we see him.
Yeah, this is the last time we see him.
Like, this is
we're leaving him in the first half of the movie.
We're leaving, like, literally besides the, like, main, our main four, we're leaving everyone behind, really, in, like, the rest of this movie.
Right.
But, yes, time for the best part. Hey, I'll let you go for it.
Alright, so he gets his money, and he's going back to the hotel, motel, whatever thing that he's been living at. He rolls back in there, and he's turning on the lights or whatever, and it's kind of playing like a scary movie might.
It is.
Like, literally, there are, like, horror elements, like, to it. Like,
like the
where,
audio.
like, the dim lighting and, like, you know, the, like, eerie, like, music score that's going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, Denise Richards is walking out of the bathroom, and she's holding a bottle of, like, Jack Daniels or something. And, like, immediately you're like, oh, no. Like, she's about to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
She's about to bounce this off his head.
Yes.
Like,
I was like, oh, my goodness. The rest of the movie is she kills him and has to hide the body or something.
No, literally, like, that is instantly going through your head. And, you know, they talk for a second, and then all of a sudden, like, they're just making out. And you're like, what?
What's happening?
You're like, what the fuck is happening? And you know, like, they're like talking about like the plan, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, then
the second twist.
Then out from nowhere again is Neve Campbell for like suspense or something. Why is she hiding? I don't know.
They were both hiding in different places. Like,
they're
all right,
hiding
I'm gonna hide in the
places.
bathroom. And then you, Susie, you go hide in the kitchen. I'll come out first. And then for suspense, you come out.
Oh, God. And, like, you know, all of us, like, you know, like, they're all, like, you know, it's shown now that, like, they were all in on it. Like, this was to get that, like, inheritance money, like, the trust fund from Denise Richards' mother or whatever.
Again, what was it? Denise Richards said, like, she couldn't get it until, like...
She couldn't get it until she was, like, 21.
Like,
but,
see,
you
that's
know,
what was
the
like...
movie doesn't explain, like, is this, like, 3 years? Is this
how old is she?
Years? Like,
it's like, she's like, I can't ever get a hold of it until I'm 21. Or it's like, hey, Denise, I don't know, you're probably at least 16. That's 5 years.
Have you considered being patient?
What do you need that money for right now? You don't seem like you're struggling like Matt Damon or Susie. Matt Dillon, goddamn.
You got Matt Damon on the mind.
Fuck, I wish we watched The Talented Mr. Ripley.
That'll be it for a different time.
That's a different, yeah.
That review will be like 3 hours longer than this one.
That'll be called Great Takes.
Great Takes.
We will dissect every scene, every piece of it.
Oh, God. No, but then the scene deteriorates into just a soft porn.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
it's just
scene like.
Oh, but dude, you're missing the best line. He's like, "You should never let the sun set on an argument," and then he starts banging these teenagers.
That he does.
Also, I don't know. Neve Campbell must have negotiated something in their contract because you see Denise Richards like breast in this scene. Great. But
fantastic.
They're like, she's a beautiful woman. Matt Dillon, also a very nice looking man. But then, like, as soon as Neve Campbell's shirt gets taken off, we just cut to her back.
Right, exactly.
Which I'm like, hey, good for you.
Hey, to be fair, she's bigger than either of them, for sure. In my opinion.
Neve Campbell?
Neve Campbell.
Oh, well, wait, Matt Dillon. Well, yeah, because it's Denise Richards and Matt Dillon's very skinny. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Neve Campbell. Well, I mean, Neve Campbell in the sense she's bigger, like, as a, like, a celebrity, like, personality, like.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant, like, size. Oh, I feel bad now.
No, not size.
I was like, I guess, yeah, she's maybe a big
No, the golf alternative girl is very rarely the biggest one.
I guess, yeah, by this point, she'd already done Scream and, like, The Craft and a bunch of shit. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Matt Dillon had done at this point.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Hey, well, I don't know, man.
Wasn't Denise Richards in just a bunch of, like, bullshit teen movies or something?
I think she was in a James Bond movie, like, the mid-90s.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, dude. She, you know, got Denise Richards most likely, like, 20, banging, like, 45-year-old Pierce Brosnan. and she's also like a rocket scientist in this movie.
How old is she in this movie?
Dude, this movie had to be like mid-90s, so like 3 years before this. So like,
then this movie came out in like 98. Wild Things came out in like 98, right? Like,
yes, dude, that's. I mean, her and Neve Campbell are obviously in their 20s. I'm trying to figure out how old she was in that. That's goddamn it. It's so many different threats to go down.
All right, here's a bad take. Pierce Brosnan is my favorite James Bond.
That is a bad take.
I don't care what anyone thinks.
Really?
Honestly, I think he should have gone by his actual name than James Bond. Pierce Brosnan sounds way cooler than James Bond.
Well, dude, he's always had, it does. And he's always had names, like, before that, he was in something called, like, Matt something Steel. It was like a TV show that was basically about, like, I think spies or something. So then he obviously was, like, the choice for the next James Bond.
Well, I mean, he had to be.
Yeah. But, dude, I like Daniel Craig. He's just so, like, much more intimidating. Even though, like, Pierce Brosnan's, like, fucking half a foot taller than him.
I mean, there's something so suave and so cool about Pierce Brosnan. Like,
I agree.
I've always felt that he is just, like, the ultimate James Bond. Like, that's who I picture being, like, the coolest James Bond, for sure.
I agree with you there. Pierce Brosnan is probably the coolest James Bond.
And that's why he's my favorite.
Perfectly fair. Perfectly fine. I hear you. It's just, I remember scenes of him, like, seducing Halle Berry with his beer belly. And I'm just like, There's never been a fit James Bond. And then Daniel Craig got the job. And he actually went to the gym.
Hey, man. I don't know what it takes to seduce Halle Berry. I just don't know.
Hey, dude. New podcast idea. What it takes to seduce Halle Berry. We'll go through all the movies where people seduce Halle Berry. We got Eddie Murphy. We got Billy Bob Thornton. We got Hugh Jackman.
Billy Bob Thornton, like how bad Santa got away with this, I don't never know.
Depression. I think that's what I think of the movie. But
hey, man, depression's attractive. Depression is in.
Depression gets you laid.
All right, where are we on Wild Things?
Where are we on the movie we're talking about?
Okay. Right.
So yeah, so they have this 3-way or whatever. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking great. Denise Richards feeling confident, calm. She's out to swim or whatever, and now comes into the scene our new 4th main character, Kevin Bacon.
Well, Kevin Bacon has been there the whole time, but
he has been.
He's been on the periphery, like
exactly.
All of a sudden now, it's like it's basically his story, like.
No, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like he introduces the movie, like Matt Dillon, like writes whatever. Then he starts talking, and he's been in a few scenes, but he's really seemed like a side character to now.
Right.
But now he is adamant. Like he's like talking to the other cops or whatever, and he's like, I've seen this before, guys. It's all gonna turn out badly. I just know it.
Well, he all of a sudden has figured out that this is like a scam, like that they've all played, like they're all in on it.
It just clicked somehow.
It just clicks to Kevin Bacon that this is the plan and like this is how like they're going to make money.
And then and he's so worried because not only because they're gonna make money, but he knows they're gonna start killing each other. He just somehow knows that
knows this. Like I don't know, like he's seen this before.
He's insinuating. He's like, I've seen this before. Like it's gonna happen. I just know. So he's like, but that's the thing that makes.
It has to ask the question: how often does this happen in Florida?
How many times have some fucking people in Florida found some money and killed each other over it? I wouldn't be surprised.
Isn't that how like Florida was founded? Weren't they trying to find the like found no youth or gold or something?
Those were the Spaniards, and they killed each other over it. There's a similar story to some Disney bucks I heard once.
Oh God.
But fuck it. I mean,
Kevin Bacon has cracked the whole case with no evidence or nothing.
No evidence, nothing. At one point, he's completely on the side of Denise Richards, saying, "Oh yeah, she got raped or whatever." And that's all I'm going to say about it. But now he's like, like, this is a scam. They're running a scam, and they're going to start killing each other. At the end of the movie, it makes a lot more sense. But as I was watching, I was like, you are pushing this.
Why are you pushing this so hard? Like you're like Sam Jackson in The Negotiator right now.
Oh
like
my God.
with your conclusions. Like it's insane. These are all baseless. But somehow you're right.
It's when someone's intuition kicks in, and it's like, you're right, but you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. You have no right to think this way.
There are no facts.
No facts. There's no logic behind this. So basically, Kevin Bacon just starts following them all around and just starts stalking every single person. All the other main three.
To the pool. He stalks her to the pool, like, I'm assuming high school. He just walks up.
I think it was like a hotel or something.
Okay.
Which was kind of confusing because it's like, this is not the same hotel that Matt Dillon is at.
No.
This actually looks like an actual like hotel. Like
it looks very nice. Maybe it's the country club or something, or one of those
something
things.
like that. Like it is a much nicer place. And like she's just like swimming in the pool or whatever. Oh wait, no, he goes over to Neve Campbell's first. Kevin Bacon goes over to Neve Campbell's. Yeah. Back to the swamp again.
Is this the scene where he's changed out of his suit? I'm pretty sure he was like in like a wife beater, like a t-shirt and some pants. Like he's adapted to the swamp.
He's like adapted to the swamp.
Adapted to the swamp.
He looks much less like a cop, and he looks like he was born and raised in the swamp.
Exactly. And this is where we learn, because like she's smoking weed and he's fucking with her, that he framed her.
Like this is such a weird, uncomfortable scene because like Kevin Bacon is being super weird towards Neve Campbell.
Again, this girl whose age we can't pinpoint.
We cannot pinpoint this at all.
Pinpoint how. Also, I know it's whatever, but the beginning 20 minutes they were in school all the time. No one's been in school since. Is it the summer? Is it like did they graduate?
Dude, I have no idea what happened. All of a sudden, school does not matter, which is fantastic because this is pretty much like any other teen movie. School is not important.
I'm not expecting an SAT. It's like no further scenes will be shot at school. But yeah, he goes to Neve Campbell to like tell her that she's in over her head and stuff, and that things are gonna go.
And he's like basically like, yeah, I figured out the whole thing. I know what you did. You lied on purpose so you would get the money, and it's gonna go 3 ways. But trust me, like they're all going to betray you.
Think they're gonna give you the money? Some like worthless swamp rat or something like that. He's like saying she's like worthless and like a drug addict, like she just smokes weed.
She just smokes weed and she lives in a trailer in the swamp.
I mean, in her defense, I remember at one point I turned down a dude who wanted a cupcake in middle school because I thought he smoked weed. So
that's kind of harsh.
It was
denying a man who smokes weed a cupcake, Chris. This is like
he was a drug addict in my eyes. Then he was a druggie. But yeah, so fucking
he does crack now
because I turned him down for that cupcake.
Yes, exactly.
That's all he thinks about. He's gonna Cape Fear me.
Oh God. So yeah, and Neve Campbell obviously freaks out because she's a child, and she calls Denise Richards, and she goes over to this country club hotel, whatever, this nice fucking place with a pool, and fucking Kevin Bacon decides to follow.
Exactly. That's where this is.
This is how it turns into Kevin Bacon's movie, real quick. He follows, and they're at the pool. Neve Campbell comes up. She's freaking out. They call Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon all of a sudden seems like the mastermind, super menacing.
Matt Dillon has become like he has gone from like okay, like saint to very nice guy to guy who definitely fucks teenagers to the mastermind.
The mastermind. He planned the whole thing. Like he's keeping everyone in line. Like
this is his plan. He's got the money. Like he,
No, like, even over the phone, it's kind of like, he's gonna kill Neve Campbell. Like, even over the phone, it seems like, I'm gonna take care of her, like.
Oh, no, exactly. Like, and two, like, he's like, all right, give the phone to Denise. Let me just talk to her for a second. And she's like, how's she doing? Like, she doesn't seem good. It's like, we're gonna have to take care of her. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you think I mean? Like,
what do you think I mean?
Yeah,
Are you serious? Like,
yeah, just calm her down or whatever. Okay. And she hangs up or whatever, and she tries to calm her down, but Neve Campbell is not calming down. She is freaking out still.
She's going crazy.
Going nuts. And, like, Denise just will not take it and slaps her in the face.
It's a hard slap.
Yeah.
Big slap.
They
Have
start...
to admit.
It was. And Neve Campbell reciprocated, and they just start fighting. Like,
it is just the cattiest fight ever. Like,
Dude,
they are just slapping the fuck out of each other. Like,
exactly. In this scene, I was like, all right, this is the next twist. Denise Richards kills Neve Campbell in this pool. Because she grabs her and starts
I kind of figured that
her.
was going to happen. Considering the phone call, I thought that they were just going to, like, do it right then and there.
No, exactly. Like, because, like, and, like, the movie's been doing this, like, all the time, but then it pulls another twist. She doesn't drown her in the fucking pool.
Well, she starts drowning her.
She does start, but
she starts drowning her in the pool and then pulls her up, and then all of a sudden, it's porn again. They just start making out. And
we forgot a very important detail, is the fact that this entire interaction, Kevin Bacon
is in the background recording the whole thing with a camera.
Again, how old are these girls?
How old are these girls? Why is Kevin Bacon allowed to be so creepy in this movie? Honestly, fucking Matt Dillon, gets framed for rape, is banging these teenage girls. Somehow Kevin Bacon is the creepiest character in the entire movie.
Dude, there's got to be a draft where, like, Kevin Bacon, like, raped Neve Campbell. Like, like, that has to be, like, dude, like, he is way too creepy around her and stuff, and she hates him way too much for it just to be like...
Everyone in the swamp hates him.
Everyone in the swamp hates him. Well, because I guess we talk about that later, but everyone in the swamp fucking hates him.
Right.
But yeah, so they hook up, and, they're thicker than thieves now. They're drinking. Denise steals her mom's car, and they go out to the random beach in Florida. And Matt Dillon appears...
Man, that's hard to find.
And Matt Dillon appears from nowhere to a drunken Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell is shit-faced in this scene.
She is fucked
She will not let go of the bottle. She is slurring all of her words.
She's so drunk.
Talking about having fun, whatever.
Kisses Denise Richards, which you're like, oh man, do you like Denise Richards? As I was seeing, I was like, man, I feel
You
bad.
like Denise Richards? I like Denise Richards.
We all like Denise Richards.
We all like Denise Richards.
We all
Something
do.
We can all agree on.
A really fantastic twist would have been if Denise Richards was somehow the mastermind.
We're not there yet.
All right. But, yeah, so Matt Dillon appears on the unknown, deserted beach in the middle of the night. Motions Neve Campbell over to start talking
There's something special about this beach because there's, like, a abandoned boat on it or something.
I completely forgot about that. But, yeah, there's this abandoned boat.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, in this scene, I mean, I'll talk about this in a second, but... So, as they're motioning over, Matt Dillon tells Denise Richards to go get a blanket from the car or whatever so they can, like, relax and get ready for the second three-way that they're about to have. Yeah. And then you just see... It becomes, like, it goes into, like, an art film. Like, you just see him, like, raise the bottle of wine that he has and bring it down, and you hear Neve Campbell scream.
It's so dramatic.
It's super dramatic. The blood splatters.
Splattering,
you see some teeth
like...
fly. Denise Richards is just hearing it from the distance. And they wrap her body up and put it in the trunk.
Fantastic. Bang. Neve Campbell. Dead.
Mm.
Finally.
Yes.
Ghostface could never do it, but now Matt Dillon did it.
Ghostface was in the bushes jerking off.
Oh, that's how you do that?
Yeah. It's like, finally. I guess I just need to take off this fucking costume.
Stop acting ridiculous all the time.
Stab her, like.
Didn't even need a knife, you just need a bottle of liquor, like. God.
We're gonna do Scream 3 at some point.
Fantastic.
Oh, God. But then, see, and this is the thing that I got confused about, because then they're like, all right, so now we got to put the body in the trunk of the truck and go to the swamp. Which I'm like, what? Why didn't you do this at the swamp?
I guess that's fair. That does make more sense.
Hell, Neve Campbell lives in a swamp. Hey, let's meet a block away from your house. who's gonna notice? There's probably, you know, I'm gonna say some.
That's an excellent point. I did not think about this.
That's one of the things where I was like, I don't understand like why this needed to be at this place. It makes it a lot more weird if you have like. Imagine them actually getting stopped by Kevin Bacon. You know what? It was funny. It's so funny that did not occur in this movie. Where like Kevin Bacon just stops them or something just to put some tension on them, and they're all just like looking in the back seat or whatever. For like, he's like, "Where's Susie?" or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, she's you know, just we don't know where she is right now." And he's like, And then you know,
well, if he saw him with either of them, you'd be like, I'm arresting all of you. Like I'm killing you. Like Kevin Bacon is so sure about this. Like he is so for sure that they're all criminals.
That's a true lawman, Jack. He just knows.
I mean, this is convincing enough for Kevin Bacon to ask his partner, the woman who originally did not believe the girls at all, to go and like look out and watch Matt Dillon.
Yeah, just to stake out his place.
She stuck out his place, like.
Oh, dude, which leads to another weird scene.
This scene is fucking insane. I like literally like this part had me so confused in the movie.
Dude, I was worried like because Matt Dillon's acting a little so weird in this scene where he's giving off vibes like, am I gonna fuck her? Am I gonna kill her? Like, cause like I'm like. He's being really weird. He goes out to her car. She's been there the entire time.
Matt Dillon goes to her car, sees that she's staking out the place. He invites her in, and they're hanging out in his motel room on the bed. And, like, he is being, like, super sus. Like, seriously, like, is he threatening, or is he being, like, I'm gonna bang you right now? Like,
dude, exactly. It's like...
Or both. I don't know. Like,
exactly.
But Kevin Bacon's partner seems into it, like...
Dude, exactly. Like, she, like, the entire time, like, he is motioning in at one point for, like, a kiss or whatever. And, like, a car honks. So he's like, oh, I guess we gotta call it there or whatever. But it's like, were you about to bang this suspect? Like, I'm surprised it didn't happen. Because, like, I was like, that'd be right up the alley for this movie. If they just banged, like...
Honestly, though, that kind of would have made sense.
It would have made sense. Well, I mean, it's Matt Dillon, so I don't blame her. And that detective's actually pretty fine, too.
Right.
The one thing I think she should have been, I don't know, curious about was the fact that as soon as she motions him in, he brings out a bunch of evidence about fucking Denise Richards' mental state and all of her problems since her dad committed suicide. I'm like, if I was a below average detective, I'd be like, why do you have this? Are these school files?
They are school files, and it begs the question of why he took them with him.
Like, why do you have...
Considering she had just accused him of raping her.
Exactly. It's like, this would be very incriminating if anyone found that you had her files during your rape case. It's like, that was over, I don't know. Also, I don't know the timeline after that rape case, if it's been a few weeks, few days, few months. I don't know. They don't really specify.
No.
But it's like, I mean, I guess she's just, confused by the fact that Matt Dillon is, just staring at her like, should I get my gun or some condoms? Because it's like, he's giving me some really weird vibes right now. But that'd be such, like, why would you have a box full of files incriminating her for, like, any random thing that could happen?
It's just one of these things where the movie is actively confusing, and it's like, it's trying to throw you off the entire time. Like, even scene by scene, it's like, what's going to happen next? Like, nothing is making sense. But yeah, Denise and Neve Campbell are making out all of a sudden after, almost murdering each other. Then Neve Campbell gets murdered. Now we're in the room with Matt Dillon with fucking Kevin Bacon's partner, and they're about to bang but not bang, and Kevin Bacon leaves and she stays.
You mean Matt Dillon?
Matt Dillon, that's right.
But yeah, and he is now actively trying to incriminate Denise Richards. So you're like, oh, okay, all right. So now the new game is, all right, you killed Neve Campbell, and now you're gonna blame Denise Richards, which now moves into the next greatest scene where it's like Kevin Bacon just knows. He just knows.
Once again, Kevin Bacon is just omnipotent. He knows everything.
He knows something's gonna happen.
He has watched this movie before. You know that scene in Spaceballs?
I was literally about to say that.
Where they're rewatching the movie Spaceballs that's already come out before the release?
Yeah, what's that? Is that now? No, that just happened. So what's this? It's right now. Right now? No, that just happened.
No, that just happened.
So...
When? Who is Kevin Bacon? And Kevin Bacon all of a sudden realizes this, and he's like, oh, I gotta go protect Denise Richards. He's like, she's about to get murdered. I know she's gonna get murdered.
Dude, there just need to be, like, you know, what is it, like, there need to be a scene of, like, Denise Richards looking out the moon, feeling weird, and like, twitching her eyes, and you just see Kevin Bacon at the office doing some work, and he just has a shining moment. And he's like, oh my god, I gotta go save that young white girl. That would make more sense, because otherwise, like, Kevin Bacon, he's probably just been stalking his house.
Well, to be fair, he went by that beach, that abandoned boat place, and he found Neve Campbell's teeth. Probably. They can't be for sure. He found teeth.
He found blood and teeth.
Blood and teeth.
I'm not sure. Also, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, he found that place. Again, but still, it's a random coincidence, because, like, he goes and finds Matt Dillon's student that was on the sailing team or whatever. Again, the sailing team. And the student's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Whatever. We're going to keep going by the name. Mr. Matt Dillon would always bring... Lombardo. Mr. Lombardo would bring us here occasionally. So it's like, so did you just have him, like, bring you to all the places that Mr. Lombardo brought you to? Awesome. Mr. Lombardo brought you to this abandoned beach? Like, that's a little sus.
90s.
The 90s, you're right. It's Florida and it's in the 90s. But, yeah, he finds that. They bring all the cops there or whatever. They're all like, oh, wait. It's Neve Campbell's blood and stuff and everything. And, like, Kevin Bacon's like, I told you, it's happening.
Well, they haven't figured that out yet. They haven't done any tests, but Kevin Bacon's like, I know for sure. So he has a good inkling of it.
He's got a gut feeling.
He's got a good gut feeling. This actually starts to make more sense. But then, you know, because of this, Kevin Bacon is going over to Denise Richards' house.
Make sure she's okay.
To make sure she's okay.
Gotta make sure she's safe, you know, because he knows what happened to Neve Campbell. He knows she's next.
I forget how he gets past that front gate. Do you remember?
Bro, how did he get past the front gate when he recorded them, like, having sex?
That's fair. That's a good point.
Also, but we skipped over another... Go back. Gotta get better with this flow. But, like, when he, like, shows them the evidence, his two fellow cops, and one cop goes up and turns it off. It's like, what the hell is this? You recorded but two teenage girls having sex, and he's like,
stop doing this.
Dude, the number of times where that dude should have been like, you are suspended. Like, this is actually a true...
You are fired.
Right?
You're committing crimes now.
Dude, this is an indictment on, like, police state. It's like, you can stalk people, you can record underage people having sex, you can frame people, and you will not get suspended.
Quite surprising considering they were white, too.
Exactly. Jack, if Davy in the Swamp was a black kid, that would have never been mentioned. Davy probably was a black kid.
True.
But yes, okay, so now that we covered that hilarious scene, so Kevin Bacon has to go make sure Denise Richards is okay.
Right, he's got to make sure that she's okay. And there's this interesting looking scene, you know, it's high up, we're looking down on Kevin Bacon in this guest house, and all of a sudden we hear, I believe, 2 gunshots, and then after that we hear another one, a third one.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Denise Richards is dead. All of a sudden, she's dead, and Kevin Bacon has been shot.
What? Yes. What prompted him? Because he breaks into her house. What prompted him to do that? Did he hear some screams before or something? Or?
No, he was just adamant that she was about to get murdered or something.
Yeah, so he just broke into her house.
So he broke into the guest house.
Broke into the guest house.
Which is easier, because guest houses are very rarely locked.
Jack, he just had to make sure she was okay, so he busted into the fucking house, several shots.
And now Denise Richards is dead. and Kevin Bacon has been shot in the arm.
Oh, dude, but they do it again in that artistic style where, you hear the gunshots, you hear the screams. Kevin Bacon, like, walks out of there, like, shot in the arm. The mother comes running over. Obviously does not give a shit about Kevin Bacon. Just cannot care less about
why would anyone care about Kevin Bacon in this movie?
I mean, obviously nobody would, but Jack, as human beings, I'd probably go down and say, like, at least make sure it's not super severe. And then she, like, looks at him, walks into the house.
I'm going to have to disagree. That's her daughter that's in there. She may have not given a shit before, but that's still her daughter that's in there. And there are gunshots, like, and this stupid motherfucker is crawling out of that same place.
Fair. I hear you. And she goes in there and screams.
Well, naturally, her daughter's dead.
Well, I'm just bringing down that's how they shot it,
Right.
But yeah, she's dead, and then we switch scenes to Kevin Bacon, fucking arm in, like, a cast or whatever, sitting, telling the, like, police what happened. He's like, yeah, she was disoriented and confused, and she went for a firearm, and she started shooting me, so I had to return fire. And it's just like, and in this moment, because, like, you're still not praying every.
Well, it kind of makes sense that this motherfucker who's been, like, harassing them, like, following them around, like, accusing them of shit, like.
Well, yeah, that she'd grab a weapon.
That she'd grab a weapon, like, he just breaks in, like, he just walks straight the fuck in, like, there's no doubt, like, someone might have the inclination to, like, pull out a gun and, like, shoot them.
Well, yeah.
And, he's a trained police officer, so he puts 2 shots in her chest.
Exactly. He returned fire.
And, his shot is way better than hers.
Oh, exactly. And he's like, he's just going off, oh, yeah, it was like, I had to do it and stuff. But see, just in that moment, because, we're not, we're, like, thinking, all right, Kevin Bacon, he's a cop and everything. He's had some incredible, like, intuition until now. It's like, but still, it's like, dude, you broke into a fucking house to someone who you've been freaking the fuck out.
Some teenage girl.
The word of the day is teenage girls. You broke into the house of a teenage girl who you have been harassing and freaking the hell out about Matt Dillon and his inclinations and how he's gonna probably kill her or kill other people. What'd you think was gonna happen when someone busted into her house? Like,
this was a terrible idea. And reasonably, the next scene is Kevin Bacon getting relieved from his services.
Reasonable's a stretch. Reasonable's a huge stretch to do breaking into some place and murdering a young girl and getting suspended.
He did not get suspended.
Oh,
he got released. He got fired.
Getting fired.
Bare minimum, this is what is required.
So it's like, oh, man. Kevin Bacon fucked up. Denise Richards is dead. She's been blamed for the murder of Neve Campbell. Matt Dillon's made out like a bandit.
Matt Dillon, all of a sudden, we're back.
Yep.
We're back out here. He has moved out somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yep.
Somewhere that's not Florida, thank God.
Another coastal area that is not Florida. And when he's enjoying his sights, he goes inside, and the shower's running, and who's the hot babe that Matt Dillon's got now? Ooh.
He walks in there, and all of a sudden, it's Kevin Bacon.
Dude, the fact that Kevin Bacon is just showering his place, walks out butt-ass naked before grabbing a towel.
Bro, there's a dick. His penis is fully there in that scene, like.
Good for him, too.
Dong out and all, like.
Dude.
Did not care.
This is going to be my second assumption about scenes that they cut. There has to be a scene where, like, him and Matt Dillon were like, yeah, like, very sexually charged, maybe even a kiss, and they're like, it's 1998, and this is a little too much. Like, this is...
I mean, that is possible. I mean, the only problem that Matt Dillon has with this entire thing is that he just showed up, like...
Yeah, he just appeared.
There's nothing about the whole shower thing.
Or him walking out naked, like,
he could not care less about this.
Matt Dillon don't give a shit about that. And we now learn that Matt Dillon's... His secret, co-conspirator has been Kevin Bacon the entire time.
The entire time.
Because he obviously needed Kevin Bacon to. He obviously needed him to, you know.
needed Kevin Bacon to run this operation, or
He needed him to give him information about the cops.
See, as the twists start coming, the more convoluted this story is starting to get. But it is undeniable that you can't look away because the twists will just keep on coming.
Dude, exactly. And then, you know, Kevin Bacon's there. You know, he's talking about good job, partner, or whatever. When am I getting my half? And he's like, oh, well, you know, there's a problem with the banks. They won't be able to transfer it for like 2 days or whatever. So why don't you just chill here or whatever? Like,
Matt Dillon has the biggest red flag in the entire world. He's like, haha, let's like go sailing on my boat. Just us.
Dude, in this scene, again, this is, man, we should have been doing like Kevin Bacon detective moments. Like, there should have been a moment when you're like, you want to go sailing out in uncharted waters with me? You, a man who just killed a girl, to keep more of the money?
All of a sudden, Kevin Bacon is not suspicious anymore. But then again, he's not in on this obvious murder attempt.
Exactly. And, we're forgetting that Matt Dillon was like, oh, man, why'd you have to kill Denise or whatever? And he's like, she tried to shoot at me, man. I had to return fire or whatever. I had to kill her. And it's like, that wasn't part of the plan. So it's a little something that's like, all right, Matt Dillon, you didn't want to kill Denise for some reason. But, yeah, but Kevin, how can you, you met this guy, like, who knows when? Like, and this...
No, the twist of the whole thing was that Kevin Bacon just went in there and fucking murked her. He just murdered her.
We're not there yet, but yes, that is what happens.
That's what he tells him right then and there.
No, he doesn't say that there. He says that he kills her, but he said that he had to. He doesn't allow anybody to know that he just fucking went in there and murdered her.
Like, is that in, like, the post-credit
That's in the
scene?
post-credit. Because in the post-credit scene, you see him grab her, throw her down, grab one of her guns, shoot himself, and then he just kills her. Exactly. That shows how terrible Kevin Bacon is.
They're all scumbags.
Well, of course,
and we're about to find out.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those things that, like, they're leaving till the end, so you can still kind of be ambiguous a little bit about these characters. Like, you're not completely sure who you should, because, like, in this moment, I'm like, I'm not who, because, like, I know, like, these motherfuckers are about to kill each other, like, but I don't know who I'm rooting for. Like,
no, at this point, you're not rooting for anyone.
Like, you're almost hoping they kill each other. Like, it's like,
and luckily, that's what we're gonna get.
No, yeah, they're fucking on the boat, just chilling.
We're on the sailboat. Once again, we're on the sailboat.
Probably again. Saturday, Saturday for the boys. They're drinking.
They're having a couple drinks, exactly. And all of a sudden, there's something wrong with the sailboat.
There's something wrong with the sailboat, and Matt Dillon, being the expert sailor that he is, asked Kevin Bacon to go fix whatever is wrong. And Kevin Bacon's obviously like, I don't know shit about boats. And he's like, I'm going to make a sailor out of you. Yeah, just go over there and fiddle with whatever I'm talking
Verbatim
about.
line.
Dude, it's like... Again, dude, it's in this moment. It's like, you are with a known murderer who killed someone to keep money. You are out in the open ocean.
How do you trust them?
Dude, if he would have said that 2 days shit, I'd be like, all right, let's go to a restaurant in the public. And then I will stay somewhere else. And then you will give me my money. Like,
see, luckily, another character will be doing this later. Another twist.
God, the number of twists that start coming. But yeah, so Kevin Bacon goes to fix whatever's wrong. Doesn't know exactly what's happening. And Matt Dillon takes the opportunity to swerve the boat and throw him off of it.
Right. And, naturally, it's like, all right, this is good fun, whatever. Like, he's dead. Oh, wait, no, he's hanging on to the boat.
Yeah, because we have a good scene of Matt Dillon just smiling like, haha, I got away with it. And he goes to, like, actually fix what he's talking about. And now there's an issue with it. And we switch and we see Kevin Bacon holding off the side of the boat on the rope as he pulls himself up. And, like,
somehow Matt Dillon does nothing to deter this.
Dude, Matt Dillon's already grabbed the harpoon. I remember this scene. He's already gotten the harpoon, realizing that he is somewhere, like, hanging on. But Kevin Bacon still climbs back up.
He still climbs back up onto the entire boat.
Like, I was waiting him to start stabbing at him or something on the side of the boat or something. No,
But then it happens. The greatest reveal in the entire movie.
A harpoon flies into Kevin Bacon's leg, and we're like, Who could it be? Who else is on the boat?
And all of a sudden, bang! You know who it is?
Neve Campbell.
It's Neve Campbell.
With a
Still
blonde
alive.
hair.
With blonde hair. With blonde short hair?
Blonde short hair.
With like a bowl cut damn near. Like,
She's got to change her identity in Mexico, whatever country they're in.
I swear there's
Jamaica?
just somewhere in the Caribbean, like somewhere.
But yeah, she shot him through the leg with a harpoon, and I also think this is kind of funny. Like Kevin Bacon falls back to the side or whatever, and like he looks over to Matt Dillon like, "Come on, like really?" Like I'm like, he just tried to kill you.
He just tried to kill you.
Like, you think he's about to help you? Like,
yeah, God no. What are you talking about? You're Kevin Bacon. She's Neve Campbell. Who's side are you gonna pick? Like,
see, in that scene, Matt Dillon was like, maybe if you would have, had sex with me, maybe this would have been a bit tougher, but
maybe.
But you also killed Denise, so you gotta die. So
you killed the hottest character in the whole movie.
Exactly.
You gotta die.
I'm actually surprised they killed Denise Richards.
Seriously though.
Waiting for that last twist. But yeah, Neve Campbell murders Kevin Bacon. He flies off the boat and we assume drowns. And then it's just Kevin Bacon, not Kevin, it's Matt Dillon and Neve Campbell, and she makes 2 drinks. Goes over to Matt Dillon's like, we did it, we pulled it off.
We did the whole thing, the whole scam.
And Matt Dillon grabs a drink and goes to drink it and hesitates. Because he's like, this chick might kill me.
And she's like, "Oh, you think like I would poison you now? Come on, like
I don't know how to.
So silly, like
I can't use the boat." And he's like, "That's a good point. You don't know how to use this boat because I'm Matt Dillon, boatmaster.
I'm the man. I'm the boatman.
I'm the king of boats." Drinks his drink or whatever. Just starts coughing and choking.
Naturally, it's poisoned.
And then, dude, Neve Campbell goes into this tangent about an old play that I cannot remember for the life of me. I don't know what she says. I don't know what the name of it was. But she explains this damn thing for like 2 minutes as Matt Dillon is choking.
Right.
Before not letting him choke to death, but swinging the mast to knock him off of the boat.
Knock him off the boat. It kind of reminded me of a scene from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dude, honestly. And I kind of wish the movie would have just ended there because it just cuts to black.
But then, even better.
Even better, we get all the added information we didn't know. And we get to see that, well, actually, we're not there yet. Because there's the last scene where the female detective goes to the swamp to talk to, like, her family and stuff. And she sees that, like, they got a new truck and stuff, a really nice truck and everything somehow. And like, the mother's like, oh, yeah, Susie was really smart. Like, 200 IQ. Like, exactly. She's a genius. She just smoked weed and lived in a swamp. Like, she's a genius.
As geniuses do.
Exactly. They're all in the swamp, Jack. They're hidden.
Oh, God.
And then, like, this detective obviously knows, like, something's up here. Like, they got this money now. Neve Campbell is dead, I guess. They're saying she's super smart. They mentioned how, like, Kevin Bacon murdered Davy, basically, and framed Neve Campbell for, like, drugs or whatever to keep her mouth shut. And then that part of the official movie just ends after that. She's like, did Neve Campbell do all this? Like, is she alive?
Oh, I gotta piss so bad.
It's okay. We can finish.
Can we splice this?
I can pause it. All right. So we're I'll cut this in post. I just
Do you know how to cut this in post?
Definitely. I edited out one pod. You don't remember this, but we recorded a watch of Rise of Skywalker, or at least half of it.
Oh yeah, that's right, we did.
Exactly. And I actually edited out one excerpt from that podcast. I'm not gonna say now because I'm gonna put this out there, and I don't want to cut all this out.
Fair.
Yeah. But I've used this app to do it before. But yeah. So obviously, seamless transition. You guys didn't even notice. Jack went to take a piss. I got some chips.
Fair. Oh God, I had to take a piss so badly.
I don't blame you. I'm gonna take a piss as soon as we're done. But Yeah, so we get into like the cut scenes where we realize that Neve Campbell blackmails Matt Dillon into doing this whole thing. Like she goes to him in his office one day. Do you remember what she blackmailed him with? Was it like pictures or something, or like was he already like having sex with teenagers? Or
He was already having sex with teenagers.
okay, so I think he uses that to like blackmail.
Right, that was her leverage.
Well, gets him to then go talk to Kevin Bacon about starting this whole idea. He's like, what if he doesn't go for it? I don't think he's going to go for it. She's like, trust me, he'll go for it.
And then he definitely goes for it. Because Kevin Bacon is like down on his luck or something. His life sucks or something. He's trying to make money.
He's like a dirty cop. Like he was doing something dirty in the swamp. And that's why he killed that Davy kid.
Classic, dirty in the swamp.
He was dirty in the swamp and then he killed Davy. This is the lyrics in some fucking country swamp song. Like, I was down in the swamp and then I killed Davy.
Classic. I love that song.
We just need a Creole accent.
Oh, God.
Man. Okay. But, and after that, we see,
they bring in Denise Richards into this whole thing. Also,
yes.
I'm like, everyone's in on it. All the main characters are all of a sudden all in on this conspiracy or whatever.
They're all in on it. And so the actual spider web of this is Neve Campbell is the mastermind. She gets Matt Dillon in on it. He gets Kevin Bacon in on it, but only thinks it's Matt Dillon's plan. Then Matt Dillon and Neve Campbell get Denise Richards in on it, but Denise Richards, I'm assuming, thinks it's Matt Dillon's plan. So everyone thinks it's Matt Dillon's plan, while actually Neve Campbell's manipulating everybody. Then we cut to the scene where Neve Campbell dies, where Matt Dillon is. I actually thought this scene was pretty funny because Matt Dillon's like, I don't know how to. So he's trying to pull her teeth out.
Yeah, he's trying to pull her teeth out.
And she's like, oh my God. Like, she just takes the pliers, takes a swig of whiskey, and then rips her tooth out.
Right.
And he's like, oh God. Like, but we see, like, it's kind of funny because in this scene, it's like, you are not capable of killing somebody if you can't, like, do this. Like, I'm surprised you were fucking trying to kill Kevin Bacon. Like,
yeah, seriously. What the hell? Like,
well,
he clearly does not have the stomach for it.
Hell no. He's not a... Yeah, it's like, because he doesn't kill Neve Campbell. But then for some reason, Neve Campbell's like, yeah, you're going to kill Matt Dillon. I wonder, they should have had that, like, clip too. Like, he's like, what? I thought you were going to kill him. And he's like, why would I kill him? It's like, I don't know. You just seem like you could. But then the actual final scene is we see Bill Murray.
Oh, God, this is so good. All of a sudden, whatever island they're on, whatever, Bill Murray shows up to see Neve Campbell, and all of a sudden we find out Bill Murray is also in on this.
Exactly. He's apparently been working for her.
He's been working for her the whole time, and he has all the money for her.
He has somehow done his lawyer magic and gotten all the money for her and unmarked bills and has it ready for her to start her new life.
You know, classic lawyer magic. He got paid or whatever.
Hey, he took out his cut. Man, if I was Bill Murray in that scene, I'd have been like, you gonna kill me?
Hey, Bill Murray's got cut out of this money twice, so I mean, like, he's living.
Oh yeah, dude, he got his first...
No, that's what we're saying about earlier. They actually do this legitimately, where they are meeting in a public place, like a public, like, diner or something.
Oh yeah, he pays his lawyer fee, so he gets that cut, and he gets another cut after all this, like...
Neve Campbell's too smart.
She's too brilliant, man. She's like, that kid from that, Fresh, you remember that movie I showed you?
Yes.
The chess kid in the hood?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that movie's bad, but that'd be a crazy movie to talk about.
Oh, God, there's so many movies to talk about. I mean, we just went through Wild Things. Neve Campbell goes her separate ways. Bill Murray seems pleased with himself naturally. Mm. This is such a hard movie to explain in detail about, like...
No, exactly, like, first off, the first part is so mundane, it's hard to really, like, we probably missed some scenes in that. But in the second part, there's just so many turns that were happening. Like, you could spend forever.
Honestly, I feel like I understand the first half better. I'm better at explaining the first half just because it's so simple. And then all of a sudden, all these twists and turns keep coming. It's like, I don't know what I'm watching anymore.
Well, exactly.
And it just keeps happening, and it's so frequent. This is one of those movies where it's almost impossible to explain, and you have to just watch it. Like,
exactly.
Man, I hope your editing is good. Post.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go through this with a comb. Like, we had a few tangents where I'm like,
I think you should keep the Daniel Brosnan thing. Daniel Craig.
Daniel Brosnan.
Daniel Brosnan.
Yes, the next James Bond.
A combination of both.
But no, yeah, going through this movie, I gotta say, I think it's the first time, but ever we should say if we would recommend people to watch this.
Oh, I definitely recommend people to watch this.
Same, I definitely
just
would.
for the experience, just because it's so different. Like, this is very unlike any movie I think I've ever seen. Like,
exactly. Like it's like the first half and second half of two different movies, and they put them together,
and they just threw them together.
Exactly, like.
And Kevin Bacon's The Bridge.
Kevin Bacon's The Bridge. Oh, dude, another crazy Kevin Bacon movie from like the late 90s. Have you ever seen Hollow Man?
No.
Okay.
Oh, God.
The list ever grows.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, I think that any other final comments you want to make about Wild Things? I mean,
what would you rate it out of 10? As a film, what would you rate it?
As a film, based on the acting, the plot, probably 4 or 5 for me.
4 or 5? Yeah, I was going to say probably like 5 or 6.
Right.
Honestly, it kind of gets a better rating for me just because of how enjoyable it is.
See, that's the thing. Like, if I was going to go off how much I enjoyed the movie, I'd go up to 6. The movie as it is, I'd say 4 or 5. Just because of like the best like acting in this movie is like Neve Campbell and like Kevin Bacon are acting circles around everybody else. Like,
oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Well,
I mean, they're the only legitimate actors there.
It's like you have like scenes with Denise Richards and Matt Dillon, and it's just Matt Dillon saying like, "Oh, really?" Ooh. And so it's like it's only. And like Neve Campbell, I think, did a very good job of portraying this like burnout, drugged out like loser or whatever. And at the end, it's like, oh shit! I didn't expect that. Like maybe she wasn't dead, but not expecting her being the like mastermind.
That's the moral of the story, Chris. Don't underestimate people who smoke weed or live in swamps.
That's a nice drawback to me not giving that kid a cupcake. I hear you.
I feel like there has to be all these cuts and then it just abruptly ends.
Don't worry.
And to think, this was our 23rd attempt.
That's the thing. We've only mulled this over for years. You can tell by the level of preparation I went into Untitled Movie Podcast.
Untitled Movie Podcast with one microphone and Chris eating chips at the end.
I mean, I know definitely for our ASMR people, they'll love this.
Oh, hearing the slight sound of, I don't even know what they're going to hear based off this. I don't think they'll be able to hear you eat chips.
Oh, then we're good.
They'll just hear your mouth full. Better.
Hey, dude. They'll love it.
Once again, shout out Jackie and shout out Victoria.
Shout out Rossi. Until next time when we're discussing another crazy movie.
Maybe next time it won't even be a crazy movie. Maybe it'll just be a good movie. Maybe it'll just be a bad movie.
Yep.
You never know.
That's true. I mean, hey, dude, let's just look at the critically acclaimed movies on Netflix. Those are always a basket of who knows.
I don't like 2001. Fuck A Space Odyssey.
I don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't care what people say.
That movie's okay.
It's okay. It's boring.
It's probably my least favorite Tarantino movie.
It's definitely my least favorite Tarantino movie. But that movie is fucking boring. I like Brad Pitt. I like Leonardo DiCaprio. They should have picked one person to focus on. That movie's like 3 hours long.
Well, to be fair, there is a third. There is Margot Robbie who they focus on.
You're right.
And
They
Margot
should've cut
Robbie,
that too.
they should have they should have only cut Margot Robbie. The rest of it was fine.
I mean,
Margot Robbie's was easily the least interesting part of that entire movie.
Well, obviously, she's only in there just to be like to show vignettes and to like give you the anticipation of, oh man, this chick's gonna die, and then they subvert your expectations by not killing her because they go to the wrong house. But like, I don't know. For me, if I can watch a long movie as long as I'm engaged, and I just didn't feel engaged that whole movie. Like, I
felt like engaged at parts. Like it kept
Exactly.
drawing me in and then losing me like multiple times. Whereas most Tarantino movies, they usually just have my attention like the whole time. Like
exactly like Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, like Kill Bill, like
Inglourious Bastards,
The
like
Hateful Eight. Like it's the
this
entire
keeps
time.
my attention like
Exactly.
the entire time. Like
Exactly, dude. Pulp Fiction is a disconnected number of vignettes with random scenes. Like they're about almost like a bunch of short films someone cut together with like characters are just.
I
shit.
love that movie.
Exactly, and it's interesting and you like it. And I think like the actual thing that they have these like 20-minute segments that go out throughout keeps your attention because you're focused on these characters, you're focused on the story, and it switches up, but they're still all kind of connected. And there's probably just because I know about all of his other far better movies, watching that where it's like the acting is solid.
The acting is fantastic.
Exactly, like everyone's acting up a damn storm. Even Margot Robbie, who doesn't need to be in this movie.
True.
Exactly, but like, fuck, we're talking about a whole another movie now.
We have moved on to a whole different thing.
All right. Well, until next time when we discuss another movie, I don't know. Should we have a sign-off thing, or?
I mean, I feel like we can't have a sign-off without a title.
That's fair. This is still Untitled Movie Podcast.
Untitled Movie Podcast. Yikes. You know, if it never changes, it means that it's dope.
UMP. All right. Signing out. Oh, goodness.